Hi, and welcome to Facetime with Andy. Today I want to talk to you about a different way of moving files or data from one MCP system to another. And there are a lot of ways to move data between MCP systems. I'm sure you have several that you use. Probably one of the most common that you're familiar with is FTP. Works great, a little clunky sometimes, but moves data fast. It's easy to use, relatively speaking. But a technique that I find that's a little more straightforward, a little easier to use in my perspective, is the wrap statement in container files. And when we're talking container files, we're really talking about encapsulation. If you've been working on MCP systems for a while, you're probably aware that MCP files have data and file attributes. A lot of file attributes, hundreds of them. Some of them you're probably familiar with, things like max rec size or last record, but there are hundreds of these things. If you haven't looked at the file attributes manual recently, you probably want to look in there again. It's always being updated. There's new attributes that you might not be aware of and will probably find use for in your day-to-day work. So I'd encourage you to go look at that and refresh yourself on the wealth of file attributes that are available in the MCP environment. But the wrap statement is really kind of similar to a statement that you probably already use every day, and that's the copy statement. I mean, I use the copy statement all the time. You probably do too. Did you know the copy statement's actually a WUFL statement? If you want to see all the syntax for copy, you go to the WUFL Programmer's Reference Manual, and it'll show you all the different syntax and options available for copy, like copy and compare, copy and verify. These are the options that you and I both use each and every day as we work on MCP systems. Well, you know, wrap's a WUFL command too. Look in that same WUFL Programmer's Reference under the wrap statement, and you'll find all the options available for wrap. Now, the wrap statement is basically looking for three pieces of information. You need to tell wrap, one, what's the set of files that I want to include in my container file? Two, you need to tell them what the options are you want to apply as the system's wrapping those files. And three, you got to tell them what the name of the container file is where all these files are going to go. So given that, a real simple wrap statement would be wrap my directory /equals into my container _ con. And you know, my container _ con, while it is the name of the destination file, the fact that I use _ con at the tail of it is a convention. It's just a convention. You don't have to use it, but I like it simply because I can look at the title of a file and instantly know it's a container file. I'm going to have to unwrap it if I want access to the files within it. But you know, what options does the wrap statement offer you? Well, the big one is data compression. You might not know it, but data compression is actually implemented in the MCP firmware, and therefore it's really quite fast. So you can now use data compression in your wrap statement to get that data crunched down in size, and that helps you because now when you transfer that container file from system A to system B, it's going to spend less time on the wire because there's less data to move because it's compressed. It's not the only option you have at your disposal when you use the wrap statement, though. The wrap statement also gives you the option to encrypt your data, and that's really nice if you're going to be pushing your data across untrusted networks. Of course, if you're going to encrypt your data, when you give it the name of the container file that you want your destination to be, you're going to have to supply a password. And that's because you need the password not only when you encrypt the data, but when you decrypt the data in the unwrap statement. So don't forget your password once you use it to encrypt your data. But it's a wrap statement. You can use compression and encryption in a single wrap operation, which is really nice. You'll do all the encryption to get your encrypted data stream and then compress that data stream down to the smallest possible length such that it spends the least amount of time on the wire, saving you time in the end. And if you're like me, you never have enough time. Doesn't matter how many hours in the day. But once you've got that container file made, then it's up to you how you transfer it from system A to system B. It's just a stream of bytes. It doesn't really matter. You have a lot of options on how you do that. You can use the copy command, or robocopy, or xcopy, or copy item out of PowerShell. There are FTP. I mean, there's just a ton of different ways you can move a stream of bytes from point A to point B. So hopefully you can see that this is a really easy and straightforward method for getting files from one system to another, even if the systems aren't connected by a network. Say you're going to a client site and you don't have access to any of the networks that his machine's on. Well, you can wrap the files from the system that you do have access to, download it to your laptop, fly to your client site, bring your laptop up, move those files up to his MCP machine, unwrap it, and you'll get all your files with their original file titles, all their data, and all their attributes. And it's really easy, and you might want to take a look at it, especially if you haven't explored the compression and encryption, because I find those really helpful, and especially when I'm going over some untrusted networks. So that's it for this time. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time on FaceTime with Andy.